Hello, this is Telecom TV. I'm Martin Warwick, and it's the end of a long but absolutely fascinating day at the second great telco debate here in London. And I'm talking with Chris Lewis of Lewis Insight, and Chris is the man. Chris, you put all this together. It's your idea, it's your baby. What's the day been like?
It's been fascinating because this is the second time we've done it. Last year, the industry was looking at itself a little bit introspectively and saying, it's a little bit dark, there's a lot of problems. And I thought what came out of today in all of the sessions, whether it's consumer, business, Internet of Things, regulation, or the C-level panel, or the IoT thing, do you know what? There's an opportunity here. There's a partnership opportunity. We have to change the way we do business, but there's a big opportunity if we change the way we do business.
Indeed. There's a bit of a rowdy crowd in here tonight, so we'll have to talk a bit louder.
It's rowdy bit, and I think because they've been energised by the way we've been discussing things. We had a very punchy format that gave no one more than 10 minutes. A lot of interaction from both the independent analysts and from the suppliers and the telcos on the floor. So I think they're energised because we've enlightened them a little bit. We've made them think.
It was very interesting. You know, as a journalist, I attend a lot of these. As you know, we've known each other for a long time. It's fascinating that C-level, hour-long panel discussion. I've never seen anything like it because people told the truth. Nobody was banging a drum for a particular technology or for particularization in anything, and a lot came out of it. I thought I was fascinated by it.
I thought, we talk about ecosystems. We've been talking about ecosystems all day.
Yeah.
And I often use the line, well, is there room for an ego in the ecosystem? And I thought there were no egos there today. You know, people were talking about the way they felt about the future of the industry, what we need to do to change the way we do business. More partnerships, more ecosystems. Of course, technology is important. Of course, the customer are absolutely at the centre of what we try and do. And we need to make the stars align, if you like, to make all of that work together.
Well, as you said, last year was a bit introspective, perhaps. Since then, the 12 months in between, we've seen the industry in general globally pick up pretty fast. Lots of new technologies, NFV, SDN, more and more cloud, more virtualization, more transformation, or the whole IoT, the whole lot of it. And things seem to be pretty positive at the moment. That's the end of this year's one. You're looking forward to next year's, number 3. What's your take now? I don't want you to say in 12 months' time we're going to be doing this, but do you think it's going to be equally or more positive next year?
I think it'll be more positive because I think the lesson that we're learning, as the telcos realise they're not the centre of their own universe anymore, they're part of a broader universe. Perhaps that's a Milky Way. I'm not an astrologist, but perhaps it's the Milky Way issue. That as they realise they're part of the solution, and they learn they have to work with partners, they need to work with their suppliers differently, as we heard today. They need to make sure they focus on their customers, sometimes indirectly as well. That's a complete change of mindset. And the board level, as we discussed, needs to change as well. The way they think about things, the way they look at innovation, the way they educate their organisation, the way they change the culture of their organisation.
Well, that's very difficult. In fact, one of the most fascinating things that came out of it was that board members in telcos, operators and so on are usually 48 years old plus. They've got probably another 20 or 18 years ahead of them of work. If they're lucky, they're not going to get bought or moved on somewhere else. Therefore, they've got this long, long tenure. And I'm sorry, with the best will in the world, you get stuck in a rut when you do that.
So I thought one of the things topically around the great telco debate happens to have happened just at the end of the Rugby World Cup. The idea of this, the bench in rugby where you've got specialist guys coming on to do particular jobs. We need the chief digital officer. We need the chief innovation officer. We need the chief security officer, chief data officer, who might be temporary people on that board to change the way the board thinks.
I was going to say, one of the other things that came out of it very strongly was the fact that, after all this time, telcos have changed and revolutionised other vertical industries across the planet, but they haven't necessarily changed themselves that much. And one of the points that was made quite strongly, I thought, and interestingly, was if they can't change themselves internally, change is going to have to be imposed some way externally, and there's a change.
I think we had the regulatory discussion, didn't we? Where what are we trying to achieve through regulation? And actually, is it changing the way telcos think? In the early days of regulation and privatisation, it was to change the way the telcos thought and to change their mindset.
Right.
Their mindset are changing. There's no doubt about that. You've got people moving into content. You've got people moving into business services, the IoT thing. So they're changing the way they think. That's fantastic because they need to be part of everything.
Absolutely.
They don't need to dominate everything, but they need to be part of everything. And that's how they're going to generate new revenue streams for themselves.
Well, it's been a great day. I hope you enjoyed it, and well done.
I really enjoyed it. Thank you for being here.
Good. Chris Lewis, thank you.
Thank you, Martin.